Hey Boomas, these are the 5 kids books that will inspire your kids to be a better human being. First is She Persisted, talking about women who change the world. Walls, talking about inclusion and standing up for what's important. Here we are, talking about planet Earth and how we can be kinder to it. The last 2 books, Iggy Peck the Architect and Ada Twist the Scientist, are all about kids who are curious and pursuing their passion.
What's up, everyone? I want to show you guys my favorite book to read. I love to read books, but there's one book that's my favorite. There's really nothing better than sitting down and just opening up your favorite book. Ooh, okay. Ooh. This is a great one. Netflix. What's up, everyone? This is definitely a book I love to read. You kind of just...
That's not a book, man. That's a CD.
Oh, yeah. I knew that. Right, cool. Like, as I was saying, this is another book I like to read. Books you can...
Hey, man, that's still not a book. That's a vinyl record.
Right. So this one's kind of like a scroll book. You can kind of
not a book, man. Paper towels.
Okay. This one's cool because I was able to make my own
That's a puzzle.
Book. Yeah, no. I know what a book is.
What's a book, then?
I know.
Hey guys, I'm Chelsea Lloyd, and I wanted to recommend some books about grief and loss. If you're grieving someone you love, I know that really sucks, but today is actually the day I lost my dad many years ago, and I've learned a lot and wanted to share some tips. This is him. He had ALS for 15 years, and here's some books that helped me. Number 1 is Modern Loss, Candid Conversations About Grief, Beginner's Welcome. Each chapter is a different kind of loss, and it actually makes you feel really good, even though it seems like it'll be sad. Number 2 is the book called Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear. This is good for anyone who's stuck in a rut after loss or going through something negative, which we can all relate to. So definitely check it out. Number 3 is called Saying Goodbye. It will actually walk you how to say goodbye, which sounds really sad, but it might be really helpful. So please check it out if that's you. Number 4 is The Power of Now. This helped me probably the most. I lent it to a friend. So here's the online version. It's about living in the present and not living in the past, which is hard to do. And number 5 is Grief Day by Day. Simple, easy, digestible journal prompts that will help you. I hope this helped just a little bit. If anyone's grieving, you are definitely not alone. And I hope that you guys have a little bit.
So I grew up in a family of readers. As you can see, we have a lot of books, but there was one book that really stood out to me and really changed my life, and it was one of those things that really sticks with you. So I think I need to share it because it's such a niche book, and a lot of people would have probably never thought to pick it up, but seriously, it changed my life immensely, so I thought I would share. So like I said, absolutely life-changing, a super thoughtful read I would really recommend.
Hey guys, it's me, Carolina, again, and like most Gen Zers, I'm literally always on my phone. Always on my phone. So my New Year's resolution this year was to read more books. You guessed it. But I didn't know where to start. But I found this really cool website called Goodreads. It's basically like a social network for book lovers. You can do different shelves, and you can make these either public or private. I have currently reading and books that I want to read. And if you want to keep yourself accountable, you can also do a reading challenge. My goal was to do 12 books this year because 1 book for each month, and I'm almost halfway done, and it's not even halfway through the year yet. So if you need something fun to do during quarantine, check out Goodreads and read a book.
These are 5 books that are going to help you level up as an entrepreneur.
The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. If you want to get good at marketing, you need to understand human behavior. Influence by Robert Cialdini. Real practical skills on persuasion. The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. Marketing is seduction, and this is the best book on seduction. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Probably the best book ever written on how to build real relationships with people. Traction by Gino Wickman. Every business needs to know systems and operations.
First tip is to put your bookshelf somewhere where you're going to see it. You'll see the book covers and be reminded of something that excites you and be more likely to take it off the shelf.
Second, make a public commitment to hold yourself accountable.
Gunther, I promise myself that I'm going to read 2 books by the end of this month, okay? And I need you to make sure I do that. The third tip is actually to find a good curated list of books. Book publishers put out 50,000 plus books a year, and that's a lot to choose from. So whether it's staff picks at your local bookstore or the list from your favorite literary review, finding that thing that really caters to your taste can really help.
Hey, so are you bored? Let me tell you what I've been doing this whole time without even touching Netflix even once. So first, try to learn a new set of skills. For me, I've been trying to learn how to code. YouTube is a great start. But I've been using free Codecamp. It's a great website to learn about the basics of HTML and CSS, and then moving on to JavaScript. Second, start reading some books. Some of my favorite books that I like to read If you don't have physical copies, I use my library account to find ebooks, but you can use the Google search. Third, start listening to some podcasts. I use Spotify to create my playlist and listen to 2 podcasts each day. Fourth, content. This is the time to create content. Personal branding, your own business, use content right now, whether it's TikTok or whichever platform to build your audience. I'm actually not bored, guys, but are you still bored? Take the time right now and invest in yourself.
This is a perennial favorite that I read every few years, and it's just this wonderful celebration of how everybody is a weirdo, and that's a beautiful thing.
What Should I Do With My Life by Poe Bronson. It's just his recollection of people that he meets along the way, people he knows, people he doesn't know, and asks them the question, what should I do with my life?
This is my very favorite book. It's actually the copy I first read in high school.
I have this book about Robert Moses, which is a graphic novel. It has a lot of really beautiful drawings in it of old New York. Got a lot of action.
I read this book when I was 13 years old. It was the summer between 7th and 8th grade, and it was one of those really light summer nights where it hadn't gotten dark yet. Reading this book taught me fiction as a way to develop empathy and understand people. I love this book so much that I named my daughter Harper.
My absolute favorite author is Thomas Hardy. Not this one, this one. And here's 3 reasons why he's so friggin' cool. First, the guy literally invented the concept of a cliffhanger in his novel A Pair of Blue Eyes in 1873. Seriously, look it up. Next, Far From the Madding Crowd has the most feminist protagonist, Bathsheba Everdeen, and she means business. But romantically, she has to battle it out between the hot soldier, Troy, the rich creep, Boldwood, and the ultimate friend zone, Gabriel. Finally, the mayor of Casterbridge. I know it sounds boring, but chapter 1 begins with a dude getting so drunk at a fair, he accidentally auctions off his wife and newborn baby to a rich ship captain. It's seriously juicy. Just saying, Jane Austen might want to step up her game.
7 books that changed my life. Number 7, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This one shifted my thinking. Number 6, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This one changed my thinking about human relationships. Number 5, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This one sparked my interest for personal finance. Number 4, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Number 3, The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. This one taught me about making money work for you. Number 2, F.U. Money by Dan Lok. This one moved me into a mindset that serves me for living the life that I want. Now, the number 1 book that changed my life this year is Cash Flow Quadrant, also by Robert Kiyosaki. This one taught me about the 4 categories of moneymakers: employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor.
Today's book is one I just finished. It's called Recipe for a Perfect Wife. It's a novel by Karma Brown. Yep, those are skull and crossbones. It says January 2020, but it's actually already out and already for sale. I really like the cover, how it looks like it's beat up here. That plays into the story a little bit. The story goes back and forth between Alice, who's in 2018, and Nellie, who starts in 1955. There are recipes included, and nearly every chapter of the book starts with a quote from an old book. This one from 1910. Alice moves into this old house that she doesn't really like that much, and she finds out that it actually was Nellie's house when she finds Nellie's old cookbook that has notes in it and letters that she wrote to her mother and never sent. There's some mystery and a lot of girl power in this one. I really liked it.
Let's do a book review of all the books on my shelf. Have not finished. Finished, it was good. I liked it. This is a poetry book. It's pretty boring. This is also a poetry book. I have some tab. It's not good poetry, but it makes me feel like an artsy girl, makes me feel like, ugh. This is Andrea Gibson. She's a really good poet. My friend gave me to this as a gift. Thank you, Kara. That was so kind of you. This is Milk and Honey. I was not expecting it to be as sexual as it was. And I was like, wow. I got this book because there's 2 boys in it and they fall in love. And it was not good. It was very boring. They barely even, made out. This is Save the Cat. It is a screenplay writing book. Very, very nice. This is genderqueer, a graphic novel about a non-binary individual. It was good. Call Me By Your Name, the best book.
The Giver. It was good. I like Giver.
Wow, I'm so good at reviews.